Good evening, our viewers, and welcome to another episode of your daily show Achievements. I'm your host, Abdulatif Lanizi, and tonight I have my co-host with me, Fatma. Good evening, Fatma.
Good evening, Abdulatif, and good evening, dear viewers. This is your program Achievements, where we have different topics with different guests. So stay tuned after this report.
A successful identity is built on things a person has done. Your most important accomplishments are a very important way for you to measure your success. Colleagues, competitors, and the general public can look at a person's achievements to figure out how successful they are. Most of the time, putting in a lot of work pays off. Most people think a successful life is one of a lot of things to be proud of. When you finish a task, you win over problems or other people. Achieve means to work together to reach a hard and challenging goal. Everyone should be ready to help out and work together if they need to. There are many ways to reach a goal, but in the end, it's up to you to decide how it will pay out in your life. In their careers, some people want to get rich and will be well known. Some people think that even small victories are reasons to have a party. We're all different, so we all have our own thoughts on everything. In the end, though, everyone wants to be happy, and everything you do in life will help you to get closer to that ultimate goal.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. Tonight we're having with us one of the most successful individuals right here in Kuwait and also in the GCC. She is known as an inventor. Her achievement is not just only in Kuwait but all around the GCC. Although she is still young, yet she has challenged an older competitor and won. She was awarded by His Highness the Crown Prince Sheikh Mish'al Al-Sabah for her achievements. Please welcome with us the young and genius Ms. Hawra Mirza. Welcome, Ms. Hawra.
Thank you. Good evening.
Good evening.
Welcome, Hawra. We are so glad to have you here with us, especially when we heard about your achievement that you already did. It's actually, all of us, we are so proud of you. But first, we want to talk about your early steps on this field and how did you start?
Actually, I started in this field since I was 4 years old. I participated in many school activities, many competitions, and won it. Also, I participated in many training courses inside and outside Kuwait to develop my skills and discover my talents. Specifically, the main point, it's I like to try everything around me to discover what I like and what I love.
Of course, and did your home background affect you in any way into becoming an inventor and to experiment with a lot of things?
Yes, the biggest supporters are my mother and brothers and all my family. They are keen to provide all my needs and give me the green light to participate in any international competitions, conferences. Even if I want to travel alone, they give me the green light to go ahead. And from this point, I achieve more.
Of course, I think that's very important point what you just mentioned, to have the family support. I think it's very important.
Yes, and it will help you a lot during your journey from even the beginning. And you need to know one thing: she's still in high school.
Yes.
And yet you were the keynote speaker at one of the biggest world meetings.
Yes.
Where there were more than 280 ministers and more than 70 world leaders.
That's very impressive. At a very young age, she achieved a lot, I think. And it's very important to show this kind of achievement, especially for our dear viewers who are watching, to inspire everyone who is watching, especially young women.
Yes, but we wanted to ask you about why did you choose this line when you know that it's way harder than the other lines? You chose this path that you took. Can you tell us why?
Actually, when I was young, when I joined many training courses, I like programming and technology field a lot, and it was my ambition, and because I love it, I joined this field. What you say, it's very hard, but it's not hard if you work hard to achieve more in this field. And my beginning was self-learning, and I joined many courses online and offline to develop myself.
Of course, I think that's very important that you are very passionate about what you do, and we'd like to know more about your first invention. I think this is very important for our dear viewers to know what is it exactly.
Actually, my first invention was the smart trolley in the embedded system field. I start this invention when I find a problem that all of us
usually we struggle with a lot of problems during the day and in our lives. So you chose something that was a problem for you. You wanted to find a solution for that case.
The problem was somewhere, if you go anywhere, there is a crowded places that if you want to buy something, a crowded line, then you cancel or your order and trying to find somewhere
better
somewhere less
alternative.
crowded.
Yes.
Yeah.
So I invent this trolley to find a solution for this problem. It was in the beginning I don't know how can I build this trolley and buy the sensors, the tablet for programming. Then I started learn by myself in YouTube training courses about programming robots, embedded systems, and then I make it. I participated with this trolley in many conferences and competitions, and I took the third place all among more than 50 students in Kuwait. So this was my first invention.
I think that's very impressive that at a very young age you came up with a solution to a problem not a lot of people are aware of. Like when you go to a supermarket, you just wait in line or you just give up so you don't go shopping.
Hours and hours we wait.
Yes.
Hours and hours. And thank you for this invention actually. As soon as it comes to the markets, I'm going to buy one of these trolleys.
Inshallah.
But coming out of the trolleys, going back to the space, when did you join the Kuwait Space Trial?
Actually, my beginning was in 2020 after my participation and become the youngest member at the Kuwaiti first scientific experiment that had launched to the International Space Station with Orbital Space Company. It was just like a design for the mission patch, and when I won this competition, I was very happy that I have been selected to be the youngest member and the only Kuwaiti student in the team. Dr. Bassam Al-Faili was so happy that the mission patch was a great mission patch. And when I finished this this experiment by some students in Kuwait here, it had launched by Falcon 9 with NASA and from Cape Canaveral, Florida. And it was a very unique and nice experience. I learned a lot from it, and I have many achievements in space field, and like a smart lunar base by IoT and AI on the moon. I become the youngest ambassador for Kuwait in space field with Fasisa Academy, STEM exploration in space, and many programs like this.
Hawra, that's very impressive. That's a lot. And for a young woman to actually experience that, I mean, that must have been amazing. Tell us about that experience.
Actually, this experience was unique. And after this participation, I decided to join the Code in Space program. It's also from Orbital Space Company. It was like, how can you build a project and submit it to the company about something you want to do it on the satellite, Qamar Kuwait. My project was how to measure the magnetic field and the temperature on the satellite with the engineer Nasser Al-Istad. I submitted, and when they accepted my project, I was so happy. And maybe I worked and finished more than 20 units in Spaceport Academy. And we started doing the program in Python language programming and uploaded it in the satellite. And this experience was also very nice and new for me, but we are still working on it.
It's really good. So can you tell us exactly when did you join the Kuwait satellite? When you got the news?
Maybe from 2021, and the satellite was launched in 2021 June. Also by Falcon 9 from Cape Canaveral.
And how did you felt when they told you that they wanted you to join? How was the experience? How did you react? You and the family members also.
Actually, I was very happy after like my last participation was just a design for the mission patch, not like a scientific thing to do it, but when I see the advertisement in Instagram, I joined, and when they tell me that you are accepted, I was very happy. My mother, my family, my brothers, and I still work on it and work on some plans for the future, I can say, yes.
Of course, I think everyone is very proud of your achievements, everyone in Kuwait, your family, and us. Of course, we're having here in the show Achievements to talk about this amazing experience that you had. And of course, we had a lot of more questions for her. So stay with us, ladies and gentlemen, when we come back for more.
حوراء هاني Abdullah Mirza, a student at Sabah Al-Ahmed Center for Giftedness and Creativity. She received a Medal of Honor from His Highness the Deputy Emir and Crown Prince Sheikh Mish'al Ahmed Al-Sabah for being the youngest achiever in 2021, as well as first place and a perfect score in the international competition for industrial applications held by the international organization MILST. Not only that, but also the Arab Young Leaders meeting hosted the youngest lecturers and participants at the World Government Summit, in front of more than 20 presidents of state, 250 ministers, and tens of thousands of notable figures from a variety of industries. On Gulf Youth Day, the General Secretariat presented the GCC Medal for Excellence 2022 to her as the youngest and only female student. Hawra was the captain and leader of the first Kuwaiti team to win the Sea Birch Regional Championship for Automatic Submarines 2022. Sharjah Arab University of Science, Technology and Maritime Transport, and advanced to the World Championship Finals. Having said that, Hawra is the junior member and leader of the MFT mission to program the first Kuwaiti satellite, Kuwait Moon, with the Orbital Space Company to detect temperatures and magnetic fields. She received the Hamdan bin Rashid Al Maktoum Medal and award for exceptional academic performance in the Distinguished Students category, as well as a certificate of excellence and participation in the 24th session for technical innovation. In 2022, her Intelligent Internet of Things system proposal won gold at the 6th Asian Science Conference in Dubai.
Welcome back, our dear viewers. So, Hawra, I wanted to ask you, away from the space things and your career, I wanted to ask you about your favorite time to do your favorite things, your hobbies, like maybe swimmings or sports things that you wanted to do. Can you tell us about that?
Actually, if I have like some time, like I want to do something, I don't just like programming and worked on robots. No, I have many hobbies. Like I like drawing with my sister, and I have my own projects and business, like in drawing in the Arabic calligraphy field. I do some some drawings by Arabic calligraphy since I was 7 years old. And in a sports field, I like to play football, okay, and karate. It's one of
karate.
Yes.
It's interesting.
One of my best hobbies. I have it, and many hobbies more.
You have a lot of hobbies.
Yes.
For an inventor. She plays sports, she draws, and
I like
she
to
invents.
try everything.
You can do everything, basically.
Yes.
I think
Usually when we see like inventors or people who into science much and inventing and engineering, usually they're not that sporty. Do you think that also?
I think sometimes it depends on the person, but
Yes.
she's more active. I can tell.
That's a good
You can
thing.
tell by the way she speaks and how she approaches life. you have a lot of energy to give back, you want to create, you want to achieve. I think that's very impressive. And when it comes to your latest project, can you tell us more about it?
Actually, my latest project was building an ROV that should accomplish many tasks in the swimming pool, and it is the sea perch competition. We won the first place in the regional competition, West Asia, and I am the team captain for the first Kuwaiti team who participated in the international finals last year. It was a very nice competition. That how can we build this ROV and accomplish many tasks in the lowest possible time and the highest degree, based on a STEM system and the engineering design process. It was a very nice experience. I am like the trainer this year for many students in Kuwait. Our team, like me, my brother Mohammed Al-Bahar, and our coach Mohammed Al-Dhafiri with Talal Al-Hizami, we were just 3 students, and this year we are now 8 students, and one of them is my sister Ala. And this project was the last project, and we have the international finals in May this year.
Of course, we're
That's
very
a good
looking
thing.
forward for that one on May, and hopefully we'll have you again to discuss it.
Inshallah, of course we'll do that. But now we wanted to ask you about who's Hawra biggest fan?
Who is Hawra biggest fan is my mother and sister. Actually, all my family, but like the most important person in my life is my mom. Always support me, and everything that I do, she like it and give me the green light, and she is very proud of me, and I'm very proud that I have a mom like her.
It's good since you mentioned your mom, but during this interview until now you mentioned your sister more than 3 times.
Yes.
And I wanted to know about that because your sister is also here in the studio, and we wanted to ask you about first we'd like to know about your sister's name and how connected you are to each other.
Actually, because she is like my only sister, I love her very much. She supports me always. If I have like something or some project that I worked on it, she helped me. Even like if I need anything, I go to her, and she's one of the big supporters in my life. And now she's like my teammates in our team. I like
So you
tell
are more
her-
connected right now.
Yes.
Of course, I
more
think
connected.
it's different now that you actually work together. It's a different experience to have her with you in the team, as you mentioned. I think it's very important to have siblings who are there for you,
It is.
especially.
That will help you a lot during your journey.
Of course.
Even if you want someone like who wanted to tell you the truth, if you are doing something wrong,
Yes.
they will tell you. I have this kind. I have like 4 brothers. They tell me everything bad that I'm doing. The right thing they don't tell me, but you have your sister that they are with you. The good and the bad thing. Also your mom, which is really a good thing.
Yes.
And but now coming back to the professional career, I want to know about something I've heard from before. It's called the KSA Tech Shop.
Yes.
Yes, can you tell us about that?
This company is Tech Shop of the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia. Actually, it was a very nice experience that they give me a chance to be a trainer there in programming and technology field in Mubdi'un program. It was like how can the students find a solution for some problems that we face in our society. And it was a very nice experience, and I would like to thank like many members that helped me in this field. One of them is my coach Mohammed Al-Dhafiri. It was like here in Kuwait, like I train many times in the Youth Valley for Public Authority for Youth. In my school many times, but in Saudi Arabia, like it was a very new experience, new students, and it was a very nice.
It's more interesting when you have this kind of experience and when you
Of
go like,
course,
to another country.
Of course, I
Yes.
think it's really exciting, and to actually share this experience with other students from different countries can really gain your experience in broadening your mind when it comes to tech, especially invention and these kind of workshops.
You're right. And we would like to ask you, as an inventor, do you have something that you really experienced it and you will never forget, like highlights or spots that you're remembering and still remembering that you will never forget?
Actually,
Maybe when you went to NASA,
yes,
because you went, and that was my dream actually since I was a kid. And I would like to know, what did you felt and how was the experience with that?
like when I visited NASA, it was like while our participation in the International Seaper Challenge, when we won the top 10 ranking among more than 137 teams from 80 countries among all around the world. Our coach decided to take us to NASA. We visited the Goddard Flight Center and the headquarters. It was a very nice and unique experience, and I was very happy that I had the chance to talk with many engineers there and know something about the programs there and how can I join in the future. And also one of the most important moments in my life is when our school SACGC, Sabah Al Ahmed Center for Giftedness and Creativity, called me and tell me that His Highness want to give me some certificates and awarded me for my achievements. It was a very nice moment. I can't forget it, but one of the bad sides or something that I was sick and was in Corona and
Of course,
2020.
and it was very hard to do.
Yes,
so.
and so I can't go to Bayan Palace and take the certificates and see him. So inshallah next time I will work hard to achieve this dream and see him. And this is the most important moments in my life.
Of course, I think we're very proud of your achievements, and you actually went to NASA. I think that experience was amazing to actually see everything in real life, to experience it. Actually helps you want to do more in your life in order to land that spot in NASA. And when it comes to the KSA Tech Shop, as you mentioned, do you think that you found all the support that you needed when you were a coach there?
Actually, I received a great support from them, especially the CEO of this company, Badr Salhan, and some members there. All the members who worked in the company gave me a great support. One of them was my coach Mohammed Al-Dhafiri, Fahad Al-Twajri, and all of them. I really want and excited to finish high school and go there again to work and with full and supported from them, and they give me a lot.
Of course, I think it's very important, as you mentioned, support really helps you in a lot of different ways. Do you think, when it comes to your fears, what do you think are the most things that you fear usually? Is it the lack of support? If you hadn't had all the support from your family and your friends, do you think you would be here today?
Actually, not like a lack of support. Alhamdulillah, my family is my biggest supporters, and my sister, my mother, my brothers. But maybe the biggest fears are maybe the time sometimes. And if I had a big project, I want to build it or to know how can I start from the zero point. Until I finish this project, maybe the biggest fear is the time and how can I organize it.
Of course, I think this is a very important point. Yes. Time management, we always talk about it, especially for a student to actually manage this time with all your hobbies.
Yes.
It's amazing.
And do you think that, since we talked about time, you still have a long way on your journey? And of course, you are planning to be an astronaut and you're planning to visit the space. You're thinking about that, right?
Yes, actually, and I want, or one of my dreams is become the first Kuwaiti student who study in aerospace medicine field. It's a new field and it is the future. It's study being a doctor, but for the pilots in space and the astronauts and like this.
We need medicines in space. I think that also, that we need some medicines on there. But we wanted to talk about. So, since you are practicing and you have to practice and train yourself for the future that you are planning, where do you practice and how do you practice that?
Actually, one of the places that always I practice my hobbies there is Al Qusur, the Youth Valley Center. It's with the Public Authority for Youth and also my home. Every time that's when I need something, I buy it and start working with between my brothers, my sister. My mom likes to see me when I work in home, but sometimes you need the 3D printers, many things you need it to work with coaches and my teammates, so I go to the youth center.
And do you think that Hawra achieved her goal yet?
No, still.
She still has a lot to go.
Yes, every new achievements that I have achieved, I said it's a new beginning and it's just a start point. I'm still work hard to achieve more for my country before my name, and I'm still in the beginning.
Of course, and all these achievements that you have reached so far, they keep pushing you for the biggest goal.
Yes.
So every small step is actually helping her jump into a bigger step. So all these amazing achievements you have accomplished so far are really helping her to reach her final destination, the final goal, which is NASA, right?
Yes.
Of course, and we always hope to see you there, and hopefully we'll have to take some pictures with her before we finish this interview.
Before she become too famous for us,
of
and
course
she won't have time for us, we want to do that. But we wanted also to ask you, since you have these types of goals that you wanted to do in the future, but right now we're in high school, of course. Do you have some plans for you in high school?
Actually, yes, to take a high degree in the final course and to achieve my dream to be a doctor and join the main university that I wanted and study aerospace medicine. This is the main goal now, this a few months, and yes.
And of course, and of course, these goals will slow you in the future, maybe.
No.
What about these achievements?
This achievement, it's not important to walk fast to your dream. Every slowly step you achieve it, and any dream, small competition, if I join, anything I do now, it's a great beginning for the future, and no, it's not will slow me to achieve my dream.
And of course, Fatma, do you think that also, I think that because since you have a long way on your journey, and you have a long term, and with that, I think that you are willing to accomplish a lot on your way, and you should have something else to support that, like a hobby, a sport hobby that you also join the competitions with, that will maybe be a stress relief from the space things, because I don't know, but I think it's too much pressure on you.
Yes.
Right? Maybe on your college.
But I think sometimes if you're really passionate, it's not really stressful. You don't feel the time, right?
Yes.
I think this is one of the things why you really have to be passionate about what you do. And
so
this is what she's doing.
That? Yes.
And
very much.
And from where did you get that passion?
From my sister, my mother, and because I love what I do, that's why achieve more.
Of course.
And where do you see yourself in the future?
Actually, I want to be an international inventor and an aerospace medicine doctor. I want to be one of the young people that one time in the future, all the people in Kuwait and in our society remember me, that I raise my country's flag in the whole world and everywhere, and tell the people who is the Kuwaiti woman and all the Kuwaiti youth that we can do the impossible, and everything that you want to do it, you can do it, whatever the obstacles that you face.
Haura, of course, we're very proud of you and your achievements, and of course, congratulations for all these amazing achievements at a very young age. We're very, very proud of you. Unfortunately, we have reached the end of our episode for this evening, but it was really a pleasure to have you here in the studios of Achievements.
It was, and I hope in the future, all of us, we hope in the future that we will see you as an astronaut, medicine astronaut, in the space, and you will take some selfies for us, for achievements. And thank you for being here with us, to know what you love and what you like to do, and what make you, Haura, as the place that you are right now.
Thank you very much, and it's an honor to be with you today.
It's our pleasure. Thank you for being here.
It's an honor for us also. And thank you with that, our dear viewers, for watching this episode. Hope you like it and enjoyed it, and we will see you in our next episodes, and goodbye.
Goodbye.